Retirement in mixed martial arts has lost much of its meaning and has turned more into a trend where fighters announce their retirement only to return a few months or years later. Which begs the question, why has retirement become more of a "see you later" than a true goodbye? There are several reasons for this. The first is the harsh reality that not all UFC fighters are millionaires. Sure, the stars earn big paydays, but many fighters live paycheck to paycheck, even some who have held championship belts. For them, retirement is more of a financial risk than a relief. Unlike most pro athletes, UFC fighters don't have pensions, long-term contracts, or financial safety nets. When their career ends, so does their income, making it very challenging to stay retired for good. Another reason some fighters struggle to stay out of the octagon is identity. For many, their entire sense of self is tied to fighting. Fighters like Tony Ferguson and Alexander Volkanovski have openly discussed this, and many have admitted to struggle with depression and a lack of purpose once their days in the octagon are over. As Volkanovski said,
"Please keep me busy. I don't do well when I'm not fighting. I needed to take this fight because I was doing my head in when I'm not fighting." So
there are a few who have managed to walk away for good and never look back, such as Khabib, GSP, Daniel Cormier, and Michael Bisping. Each of these fighters stepped away decisively, honoring their achievements and choosing not to risk their legacies with extended careers. Fighters like Anderson Silva and Jose Aldo were once considered in the greatest of all-time debates, until they stayed too long and tarnished their legacies. So, what do the great fighters who retired at the right time and stayed away have in common? 3 things: financial stability, a fulfilling career, and a life and identity outside of fighting. Take Daniel Cormier, for example. After retiring, he smoothly transitioned to a successful career as a commentator and analyst for the UFC. He's become an important voice in the sport, finding a way to stay connected without having to fight. And there's Georges St-Pierre, who always had interests outside the octagon. GSP has acted in movies, pursued business ventures, and remained highly respected without ever feeling the need to come back to prove anything. And of course, the greatest retirement in UFC without a doubt, Khabib. Unlike most fighters, Khabib retired at the peak of his career and never looked back, keeping his promise to his late father to step away from the sport after reaching the top. Since retiring, Khabib has fully committed himself to life outside the cage. He's built a successful career as a coach, mentoring his teammates and helping them reach new heights. His guidance has been invaluable to the fighters who now look up to him, both in his gym and in the octagon. Building a life outside of fighting isn't just a backup plan, it's a foundation that helps them stay retired, avoiding the lure of comebacks, and instead, letting them grow in new roles. So, what will it take for retirement in the UFC to mean something again? Maybe fighters need to make firm decisions about stepping away, or perhaps the UFC could help by honoring retirements rather than using them as part of the hype machine, or even by increasing fighter pay. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching.